actually happens quite often. And it bothers me that colleges have the gall to charge so much. And luckily, Delirious' school doesn't have a sports team, but they're willing to throw money at something that isn't producing something towards the future. How is someone playing football for a year ever going to advance human civilization, human thinking, anything? How is anything going to advance from someone playing football? Not at all. In fact, it's probably a step backwards. And even, like, baseball and lacrosse. Like, I'm sorry, but that's a step backwards. Like, yeah, physical exertion is important, but mental exertion is much more important. If, you know, imagine if freaking Pasteur had decided that he wanted to play baseball instead of, you know, finishing his research. Then none of us would have antibiotics, and, like, more than half of us would probably be dead. Like, what he did is greater than the accomplishments of every sports star that's ever been around. Like, the only one who's remotely close is, like, Manute Bol, because he went back and gave education in schools to his village in Africa. But, like, it's so selfish and not productive for anyone but the people playing. And then it costs the schools money, and then they charge you more, and it's this, like, endless cycle of stupidity. Like, I'm sorry, but you spend, let's do, like, a low ball number. You spend $10 million on just a sports stadium. That's, like, the lowest ball. I know they cost way more. And then, you have to get sports players. So you basically have to give them, send people out to go recruit these people. And when you recruit those people, you have to basically spend money to send someone out to get these people to recruit. And then you have to spend it on teachers to teach these students. Private teachers. And these private teachers and tutors go on buses and tours with them, and then you have to pay for their salary. Then you have to pay for the buses and the shipping of all your players. Then you have to pay for their equipment. Then you have to pay insurance for all of their things. And at the end of it, your, $10, $20 tickets, sure, you may be able to fit 5,000 people in your stadium. But let's just say 5,000 times 10 is $50,000. That $50,000, it would take, what, like 120 years to pay down all of your costs? Plus, not even to mention the food departments that you have inside the stadium, security, ticket takers, ticket sellers, the computer systems for all of it, all the interior stuff, I mean, if you think about the cost, it's not worth the price. And then it ends up reflecting on students' tuition. And it's stupid. Like, whoever thought this was a good idea, and whoever, redeems it as valuable, is crazy. Like, literally, that's all I can say, is that they're absolutely batshit insane. How close is Domingo to level? No, he's level 3. Yeah, we should probably get Giant up a level. And I just don't understand it. They say, like, oh, it's going to bring so much more money in. Okay, first of all, most people I know that go to school sporting events, they forge tickets. Or they have someone who gets them for free. Or they have someone on the football team who gives them for free. And that costs you money. Oh, okay, Bruce, you can kill him instead. Because you're an asshole. But I don't understand it. And, the sciences and the people that are involved with it, I think it's better to say, like, oh, well, you take MIT, for example. They're all dead. Yep, now we have caching. Who's not that great. But anyway, these science departments and stuff, you have, like, MIT, who develops all this great stuff, and then you have your graduate doctors and your founders that do really important research. And some of them might come up with, something absolutely amazing that changes everything you know about, our world. I mean, a lot of technologies were founded in colleges, from founders and small projects to work on stuff. And they hire a lot of people. Now, the cost of a science wing and all the people versus how much money you could get from patents or from, just sheer volume of knowledge is so much better. It's the cost is well over what it can make. And I mean, even if it continues to cost, it won't nearly cost as much as your loss of this freaking sports stadium. The zoo. I killed the zoo. Alright, let's see what's over here. Alright, we have some zombies, some bow knights. And here we have mountains, worms, and deadly worms. And probably some gargoyles. So let's send you up. No, we'll send you up. Wait, is caching in our party now? Who the hell did they take out for caching? They took out Domingo for caching? Son of a bitch. Alright, I need to progress. Alright, let's see if there's anything valuable in this next battle. I don't know. I mean, if you think about scientific invention that can come... Alright. I don't know. It's just one really good development is worth more than 1,000 sports teams. I mean, even if it's something minor that may lead another company to do it. Like, the selling of information in science research is a profitable venture. And if you set it up to be even more profitable, it would be better. But a football team will never generate that kind of thing. I mean, I'm sure that there are people who try to validate these sporting events by paying into for commercial licensing and stuff like that. But I highly doubt that would be as long-term profitable. I mean, honestly, probably, considering that most colleges will pretty much throw away a student after his injuries heal if he can no longer play sports, it doesn't really surprise me that it's probably fairly cheap to get people to come in and play. And also, I mean, I think that the money spent on sports scholarships would be better spent on even communications degrees for people. Because ultimately, I mean, that's what it comes down to. Half of the lacrosse team at a local school local college near me are all communications majors. And communications is not a valid degree. I'm sorry, it's not. It's a fast way to be a McDonald's manager. Or they go into business, which business doesn't make any sense because you won't use any of those skills. Some of them, yes, you will. My mom has a business degree, and she says outright that it's worthless. You learn more being in the company, but you need that piece of paper to get into the door to even start. And that's the craziness of it. But, ultimately, the cost of schools would go down if you eliminated sports teams and sold off all the stuff that they had. A lot of schools would be in a lot of trouble because they wouldn't have that extra revenue, but what does revenue matter when you can actually, lower your costs and more people go to school and maybe instead of a stadium you create another dormitory or another hall for people to take classes, and then you can have more people in school that would pay more than the revenue that has a negative cost on your school. The problem is it's well, you're spending money and you have a large cash flow coming in, but half of that cash flow goes towards getting the cash flow in the first place, which just doesn't make any sense and doesn't validate itself. I mean, if someone said, you know, if you pay me if you pay me $100, I'll give you, you know, $1 a day, but in that you have to give your friend 50 cents. It's going to take you a long time to get your $100 back. But if you said, oh, well, what if you spent $20 or you spent $50 and you got $5 back, you know, every day, you would get more than your money's worth very, very, very quickly. And that's the difference between creating a freaking dormitory and creating a sports stadium. Like, I'm sorry, but higher college populations, you know, yes, your teachers cost a lot, yes, your housing costs like add on, and your food, but you already have that. You'd just be increasing what you already have. I don't understand it. I know there are a lot of places that have stadiums that are paid off and are actually only making profit, but they're still losing money compared to the people that come in. Instead of charging the students more, you should charge them all less. More people get a better education, and our world becomes a better place. Wow, what an idea! But there's also a lot of degrees out there that I see, you know, people getting, and especially considering Delirious goes to an art school, that there are a lot of degrees and majors that really won't go anywhere. Like, I'm sorry, but that fat girl who thinks she's going to become a fashion major isn't going to work out. Like, that really hideous girl will never, ever be like some amazing interior decorator. I'm sorry, but when it comes to fields like that, you certainly have to have it. Like, I wouldn't want some nasty fat lady trying to tell Delirious what style and fashion is. Like, get surgery, bitch. But, or, finally. I don't know, I guess it's just unrealistic in some ways. Like, you can be the world's ugliest person, but you can be the world's best programmer, and no one has a complaint. But, like, you won't expect someone to go into, like, fashion design and be fugly. You won't even get in the door. Like, I'm sure they make shows like Ugly Betty that make people feel better about themselves, and they laugh about it, but in reality, when you go back to it, everyone's still the same as it ever was. So, I don't know. And I think that those kind of things... Oh, you bastard. Well, at least I have Aura, so I can fix it. I just don't think that it's... Like, I don't think they should exclude people from that, but I think there should be a fair warning before someone takes on a career. I think the more you educate people about what their education future can be, the better it is. And also, I mean, if you get rid of the sports stadiums, you can, if you have, like, you know, essentially extra capital involved in it, you can always take that and put it in towards kind of charity stuff, and then the government will take money out of your taxes. And that way you can have, you know, larger charities or charity functions, and, you know, maybe allow somebody who there's no way he could pay for school but is absolutely smart to come in. I'm sure that person will be thankful for the rest of their life that you gave them. Or even, you know, more high school programs to help them. Like, help out a local high school so they can come in. But, I don't know, Detox Level 2, ooh, wow, what a great spell. I don't know. I just think that that's like such a sweeping social change. I don't think, until a college does that, I don't think anybody will even pay attention or even really care. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of even the idea of college. I think that part of our, you know, education education comes free from the government kind of thing should be including college. I mean, also considering how much freaking American education has dipped. Doesn't surprise me, though, when you had, a very conservative religious group, in control of that kind of stuff. More often than not, instead of, promoting things like the sciences or higher education, and instead try to tear down education because, frankly, ignorance is bliss, and the less you know about something, the more likely you'll believe in the fantastic. That's just a fact. If you didn't know exactly how magnets worked, and someone told you that magnets work because of the spirit of God or something, you would probably believe them. Or if you told them that they were actually made up of little tiny creatures that had to be near each other else they'd die, then they'd be like, oh, that's why magnets have to be together. That's why they lose magnetism when apart. I don't know. I think it's easier to be exploited when you don't know anything. And certainly when you start getting conservative religious people into it, they start screwing things up really bad. So that way everybody's just as stupid as they are, and it ends up they all start falling in line because they don't know better. I know it sounds kind of alarmist, but that's kind of the truth. I've had long conversations with people who work for religious organizations who are essentially trying to get rid of evolution and other stuff. Other, generally educational sciences. And they only attack the sciences, they never attack, literature or anything else. Uh-oh. I think it's about to rain, so this might be my last episode for today. I don't know, it's just... It's a worrying thing for me, and especially making college farther out of reach is ridiculous. The whole point of college is to go out and do something good for the world, and to get a higher education, and to make it inaccessible. Or to do it, you have to spend the rest of your life broke and suffering. It's not a good idea. And frankly, in the past, 10 years, colleges have changed a lot. They've gone from, important institutions to, basically cruel businesses. Domingo's pretty much out of magic points. I'd rather Shade survive so he can keep attacking. Long episodes are long. Go Giant with your crazy jump kick. He does look awesome though, for a weird lion bear thing. Goodbye, Domingo. Oh, he dodged. Sweet. Alright, I'm gonna have to go ahead and quick save. I'm gonna have to stop this episode here because Thor is outside with his thunder and lightning, or who else? What other strange lightning deities are there? I can't really think of any. Well, either way, it looks like a nice tropical storm is coming, so I'm gonna have to stop this episode. So, that's all for this episode of Let's Play Shining Force CD with me, Mark Dice. See you later.